Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am TheChornick. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Pokemon episode XYZ, episode number 13! Oh my gosh, this episode was hyped up really big. This was one of the most anticipated episodes, just like last week's episode, and just like the next couple episodes onward. This is a huge segment. I think we're going to receive a whole lot of great, awesome episodes that a lot of people are excited and hyped up for, and I'm happy because we had a terrible beginning with all those fillers, but now I think we're having a huge segment of all these awesome, highly anticipated, action-packed episodes. You know what I'm saying, boy? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, now this episode, in my opinion, a good episode, but poorly done, and I'm gonna explain why. And I give this an episode a 6 out of 10. I know, you probably like, what the heck, Chornick? Why you think you're saying that? And, well, I'm going to tell you why. And so, first off, I know this was highly hyped up. Everyone wants Ash and Alain to face off, and it happened right here. It was a decent battle. I love the visuals, you know, overall, good-looking episode. You know, good episode, right? Right? I just think it was thrown in randomly, and all of a sudden, like, I felt like there should have been another episode before this to build up to this episode. Like, the build up of Ash and Alain, I don't think it was present yet. So I think there should have been an episode before this one where they showed how Shota showed up and how Alain showed up to where they are. Because also at the beginning of this episode, we have Shota and Ash facing off immediately. I'm like, wait, how do they even see each other and want to battle already? Like, that was kind of confusing to me, and I felt like they should have shown how that came about. Or maybe they should have shown... It just... The way they placed this episode seemed so unfitting to the series in general. Just, it didn't fit. And I think they should have. And they should have had Alain try to pursue Ash longer than just in one single episode. So that to me, this episode is poorly placed. I think that should have been placed way later, but ladies and gentlemen, anyway, but back to the episode at hand. Overall, it was a pretty good episode in terms of the visuals and how things, I guess you could say, played out, but the way it ended and the way it started, to me, was poorly done. And so, but I'm going to go back to the good before I go into the bad, before I go on my little rant about things, you know what I'm saying, later on in the episode. But the good things about this episode is that, you know, the visuals, Team Rocket, I think, they had a satisfactory role. You know, they had the basic getting Pikachu, stealing Pikachu, and then that's how Alain and Ash met up. I mean, for having them meet in one episode and having Alain trying to pursue Ash and how they're going to meet, I mean, that makes sense. The good old casual traditional Team Rocket gets everyone together. Team Rocket is the reason why things happen kind of deal. So I was satisfied with how that played out. Also, I was kind of confused how like Charizard, like, sliced off Team Rocket's, like, mechanical arm thing that was capturing Pikachu, and Pikachu turns around and uses Thunderbolt, and Alain looked like he was extremely surprised by that. And he was like, oh my god, that Pikachu's powerful, oh my god! Anyway, and then earlier, he was just walking along, holding his little Mega Evolution, tractor thing, whatever you want to call it, his little signal measure of energy device, I guess you could call it. And then he was just walking around, all of a sudden he was like, and all of a sudden he looked at the thing, he's like, oh my god, power is coming from somewhere, and it's a boof, and he feels all this wind pass by him, and he's like, dude, where's all this power coming from? And then he goes and he sees Shota and Ash face off, and obviously Pikachu beat the crap out of Honedge. And then Hawlucha beat the crap out of Bagot? No, the evolution of that, whatever that is. But Ash again, it kind of like a repeat of the last time, several episodes ago when he faced Shota, back when he faced against his Grovyle. He just absolutely wrecked him, and this time again, he absolutely wrecked Shota. Sure, Shota shows improvements. He's not using his book anymore. He's kind of going off of instinct, and I like how they show that Shota is getting better. He obviously now has a Skip-tile, but again, Ash still creamed him. And so I feel like in the I don't know what's going to happen in the Pokemon League. Maybe Shota's going to win? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's gonna happen. Who knows? But yet again, Ash just absolutely destroyed him in this match. And Alain saw it, and Alain was like, he especially saw the part where Greninja turned without using a keystone. He evolved. He mega evolved, quotations. He synchro evolutionized with Ash, and Alain was like, oh my goodness, what is this? What is this madness? What is this witch trickery, sorcery? You know what I'm saying? And so he was just watching this like, what the heck is going on? But he didn't really pursue Ash at the moment. Like, he wasn't like that interested. He was interested, but it wasn't like immediately jumping over the ledge to ask Ash what the heck he just did. It wasn't until later that Alain was like, okay, you, me, face right now. And so, which was pretty funny. It was just like, okay, Ash was like, okay. And so they go and face off. But again, with the whole thing of Ash just creaming Shota was just, it kind of seemed like a rinse and repeat. I think that Shota obviously should have had maybe one win, or like showed a little bit more damage against Ash. Obviously, when Greninja mega evolved, quotations, synchro evolution, I can never say that word. Oh my god, I can never say that word. But when he did, he won and just shut Shota out, destroyed Skeptile, slammed him into the freaking wall, and boom, he was done. He was dead. He was gone. Goodbye, Shota. No more you. Get out of here. Get out of the episode. That's not what you're here for. We want Alain, and that was the big anticipation of the episode was Alain. Now, Ash and Alain, they got together because of Team Rocket, and Alain is just like, hey, I saw what you did with Greninja. You facing me right now, boy. And so Ash was like, okay. And so they go and face off, and Charizard and Greninja have a decent fight. They have a pretty good fight. But the way it ended, I did not like. And I think Ash, obviously, he needs to train and master this Greninja synchro evolutionized Ash Greninja form. He needs to master it. I agree with that. I agree. I understand. But still, I think Ash still should have won, because Alain was pursuing Ash, and I don't think he's going to want to pursue him anymore. And like, the way I've seen Alain is that he's not going to want to fight people that he already beat, because he already proved that he could beat them and that he was stronger. So, seeing how he beat Ash and Greninja, he'd be like, okay, this is not as powerful as I thought it was, blah, blah, blah. He's going to walk away. And that's kind of how I perceived it. So, I think this episode should have ended in a draw, or at least Ash winning, so that both of them would have the ambition to fight each other again. Or at least Alain would have the ambition to pursue Ash and be wary of Ash's presence, later in the series. So, to me, I think having Ash lose was not right. Even though I understand that Greninja and Ash, they haven't mastered their evolution. They don't understand what's happening exactly yet. But I still think that Ash should have won. That they should have beat Charizard. So, currently, as far as we know about Mega Evolution and Secret Evolution, from Alain's point of view, Ash's evolution with Greninja, Ash Greninja, is basically Mega Evolution, but without the need of a keystone. That Ash was able to master Mega Evolution without using a keystone. That's from what Alain's point of view was. He thought it was Mega Evolution. Ash just doesn't need a keystone. He mastered a way that he does not need it to transfer that bond between the Pokemon and Ash. He doesn't need it. And so, to me, maybe that is actually true in the fact that perhaps Ash and Greninja, their bond is way more powerful enough that they don't need a keystone to connect to each other. And so I feel like that's from Alain's point of view. And so Alain wanted to face off against Ash to see this power for himself, and that's how I don't really like how the match ended with Ash losing, because that proves that, maybe Synchro Evolution, is not as good as Mega Evolution. Or maybe it's just because Ash didn't master Synchro Evolution, and you could argue about that also. But the thing is, so apparently Greninja is Ash's closest Pokemon. So, and I'm going on to a different topic now, but apparently Greninja is Ash's closest Pokemon, most bonded Pokemon. It would be Pikachu, and I would be pissed that it's not Pikachu, but obviously Pikachu's not fully evolved. So the next closest Pokemon to Ash is Greninja, and I know some people might be like, oh no, Charizard. Well, Charizard never showed signs of Synchro Evolution, and that's why they're not bringing him back, and that's why Greninja is now his next closest Pokemon. Of course, Charizard might have Mega Evolution in the future. He might have Charizard Y. I'm not going to argue that right now, but like, so Greninja is supposed to be Ash's closest, most bonded Pokemon with him. So, and you could, I know you might argue for the previous Pokemon that might be close to Ash. Sure. Go ahead and argue that. But the thing is, he didn't have this evolution with them. That's the point. I mean, like, whatever you want to say, Greninja is his closest Pokemon in terms of bonding, what he's bonding with. And so, I just feel that, what I'm trying to say is that he should have won. So that's why I'm giving this episode kind of an feeling. And I don't know if you guys feel the same. You can post in the comment section below whether you feel the same or not about this episode. Did you like it? Did you like this episode? Do you think it should have? Do you agree with what I had to say about it? Do you agree that the fact that, you know, maybe Ash should have lost, or he should have won, or it should have been a draw? How do you think it should have been handled? How do you think it's going to play out in the future as well? That's still up to debate. Also, the other interesting thing I saw with this episode is Team Flare is now building their ultimate weapon, which now we have to find out what that is all about, and how, you know, the gang and how they're going to handle that later in the future. And so that was pretty interesting to see as well within this episode. But besides that, there's nothing else to really talk about. But the fact that Ash should have freaking won, I'm kind of pissed about that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I love you all. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. There's a lot of episodes coming up with a lot of hype and excitement, and you gotta take a breather, you know what I'm saying, boy? So, thanks guys for watching. I love you all. I can't wait to see you in the next episode, or in the next video I make. I love you all. Can't say that. Enough, oh my goodness! Peace out! Thank you very much.